reality sets in, and we're here.
Respect isn't given, it's earned in blood.
Boxing King Media, delighted to be joined by Mr. Alex KRASSYUK, all the way from his beautiful home. Alex, how are you, my friend?
Thanks God, my brother, it's all good.
Yeah, is you look like you're wherever you are, the weather is good.
Yes, the weather is good, the nature is good, the spirits are good, everything is fine. Thanks.
If you can please send some sun to the UK because over here right now is getting very cold.
That might be an issue. I'm sorry for that. I'm not a magician,
Okay,
especially dealing with foggy island.
yeah, definitely. I'm interested to know who signed that glove next to you. Who signed that glove?
This one,
Yes.
mm, it
Ah,
says
Alexander. Okay, okay.
USYK.
I
This
can't.
is also USYK. It says to Mr. Alexander Anatolievich, my promoter, he is the best, but not better than me.
He's a cheeky guy. So it's always great catching up with you. It's been a while since we last spoke. I think last time I spoke to you was just after the Usyk win over Dubois, and I thought, we're coming to a point where, his next career move is going to be very crucial. So, and obviously we had a big fight last night in the UK that kind of may help him decide what he's going to do next. So, I know you picked Joseph Parker to win. I think you said you was thinking with your heart. But what was your brain saying? Who would win this fight?
No, I would, if I was to put my money in, I would bet on Parker.
Okay.
I really believed he has the win, and he was actually winning the fight. On scorecards, he was ahead, and that was, and I could even argue with the referee's decision. By the way,
Mhm.
he might have stopped too early because Parker didn't seem to be hurt that much. He might be hurt in next several moments, which I think referee considered. But it's not like he made a mistake. 100% he was right. But he could give him a couple more moments to recover, and maybe that could change the picture of the fight.
So you just said that you had Parker winning the fight. So we'll kind of there's a lot of talk about Parker's weight. Do you think he put too much weight on, or do you think he needed the weight to absorb, which maybe Wardley's power?
It's a complicated question. Uh, Normally, when a fighter puts on weight, it's either if he becomes a heavyweight coming from cruiserweight, or if he had some extra meals during his training camp. Uh, I think there is no other reason for a fighter to put on weight. Uh, Strategically, technically, why should you wait? I don't know, 5, 6 kilos more to fight this guy, and then you cut your weight for 6 kilos to fight the other guy. Doesn't seem great. I look at the Usyk and I see his optimal fight weight is the same throughout his career, maybe plus minus 3, 4 kilos. So this is the optimal weight where you feel yourself the best. Um, I don't think weight is an issue.
So going to that final moment where the fight was stopped, I know you said there could have been you could have allowed it to carry on. Obviously, the counter argument to that is I think there was a moment earlier in the earlier round where Joseph was also hurt. So I'm trying to think from the referee's perspective. Um, with him being hurt in the round previous, and I think there was an issue with the mouth guard that Ben Davison complained about as well, that the referee allowed a longer break, etc. But I know that is part of the game. Um, and the fact that Fabio has had some devastating knockouts recently, do you think them sort of things may have played a big factor in him stepping in at that moment, or not?
Another complicated question. These ifs in boxing do not work. We have the fact. It shows us that Parker lost because the referee waved the end of the fight. Why that happened? Because he missed the punch. If he doesn't miss the punch, he would probably not. The fight would probably not be stopped. So it was a mistake from Parker's side, and it was a good act from Wardley's side. They both prepared themselves for that, and who were lucky? Wardley was lucky. He had this, how to say, sports fortune
Okay.
behind him.
So you can probably understand this next question I've got for you. So a lot of people are trying to now criticize Joseph's wins that he's had. You know, the same Bakoli was short notice, Zhang's too old, Wilder's too old, which is unfair on him because he went in and did what he had to do. What do you kind of make of that then? Because there's a good chance people may down the line say Parker was too old for Wardley.
Of course, but I think Parker is in optimal conditions, and I'm pretty sure we will hear and see Parker a world champion in some nearest future.
Okay. I've asked a lot of people this question also because I find this quite interesting. You know about Fabio's background, white collar, etc. And people talk about how, to have that kind of resilience, heart, chin, grit, and determination to fight back when you're in trouble comes from people who come from hardship, rough upbringings, hard childhoods. I understand he wasn't, he had like, he wore a suit to worked in the office. Where do you think he finds that from?
You can pump your muscles, you can improve your techniques, but you cannot buy or train your heart. If you are a coward, that's for the lifetime. If you are brave and you have balls of stone, it's for a lifetime as well. That's what we have about Usyk. And I see Fabio Wardley has the same very strong character, very strong, how do you call this? Very strong soul and big heart inside. So he's a man. He's a brutal fighter, and he lost. He came back. He won. He's fighting for. He's not fighting for glory. He's fighting for the result because he's the fighter. You see it in his blood.
A lot of people when they talk about Wardley, they don't really talk about his boxing skills. I've seen previously when the predictions for this fight was made, a lot of people said he's got Buncher's chance. Obviously, we saw he did win some of the rounds in the fight as well. Do you think he he's not got the respect he probably should have got? Because on paper now, he's broke somebody's jaw, he's knocked out every man he's fought, and he's won the last two fights. I think he was an underdog against Hooney as well. What do you think about that?
Well, he's the interim champion now. Uh, is his career finished? No, it's just the beginning of his career. There is no fighter who would become famous before he actually achieved the point where he has to become famous. So, according to what I understand, Wardley is just starting his first steps for becoming famous and recognized. If he keeps on fighting and winning, decent guys, respected champions, he will gain the respect of the audience. But will he become a global star? It's not a matter of boxing. It's a matter of charisma. If he has it or not, because charisma is like heart. You cannot train it. You either have it or you don't.
That is very true also. So the obvious question is, this fight was for the WBO interim title. The winner has to fight Alexander Usyk. Alexander had an injury, so his time was extended, so he could sit out a bit longer. So I understand if he chooses not to fight the winner, Fabio Wardley, Wardley becomes the world champion instantly. So there was talk of Parker Usyk, but now it's got to be Wardley. So, as you know, his former promoter, friend, and current business partner, what do you want him? What do you want Usyk to do? Do you want him to fight Fabio Wardley, uh,
Mhm.
based on the fact that he beat Daniel Dubois so convincingly, showed no
Cool.
sign of aging?
I'm public in my position.
Mm.
I want Usyk to retire as fast as it's possible. I was even against his fight with Dubois, but okay, fighting Dubois makes some sense, becoming triple undisputed. But give me one, not two, not three, one reason to fight Wardley. With all respect to this guy, with all the credits to him, but I'm thinking from Usyk's perspective. There is not even money is not the reason because there is no money in the fight unless a miracle happens and the magician comes by the helicopter with loads of money and distributes it, trying to gain boxing, to conquer the land of boxing and paying, I don't know, 50 million to Usyk, then it might make sense. Otherwise, why should he risk everything he gained for the last 13 years? Three-time undisputed. We spoke. You mentioned if he loses, people will remember his loss only. Lennox Lewis is the best role model for this. Leave. And there is a saying: it's better to leave 1 hour before than 2 minutes after. So I'm on the same page with many people who are thinking strategically. The status of Usyk being undisputed, being unbeaten, will stay with him till the end of his days, and live as the boxing legend. I don't know, maybe in the centuries.
But sometimes when fighters retire, the first things people look for is, do they show sign of aging? Do they look bad? Has he got hurt recently? But the manner of his win over Daniel Dubois, he looked unbelievable. He looked like he was in the prime of his life. So you would make him a big favorite against Fabio Wardley. That's what most people have said. But then again, they said Parker was a big favorite as well. Uh, so based on that, does that not give an argument? Let's just say if he wants to fight, if he because we've seen recently people like Paulie Malignaggi, he's still got it in him. He wants to fight. He's fighting bare knuckle. So if he's got it in him and he's thinking, I want to train, I want to fight, is that a good enough reason?
Fighter is the final decision maker and decision taker. Mm, if he has motivation or discipline to wake up 5 o'clock in the morning, to have street trainings, to be away from his family for 3, 4 months, to work hard, uh, then probably yes, makes sense. But would it bring him what he's expecting to get? I mean, we are talking professionals, right? It means he has to get some refund for his efforts. And Fabio Wardley, again, with all respect to this man, who I do respect, but he's not a big name now. At this stage, he's not a big name. So it will be fight of Usyk with an opponent, not generating much pay-per-view, not generating, I don't know, gate or whatever, and uh, Usyk having stupid hard risk for his career. No sense
Okay.
for
So
me. But this is not like an advice or anything. This is a way of my thinking.
if Alexander does walk away from the sport, now that because I remember you was a big fan of what's his name, Bacoli,
Yeah.
ITAUMA. Now that you've seen what Fabio Wardley can do, on box, like he's ranked the second best heavyweight in the world after Usyk. So, what's your opinions on who's the best if you take Usyk out the equation?
Difficult to explain. We have Agit Kabayel, we have Moses Itauma, we now have Fabio Wardley, we still have Joseph Parker, and maybe some other guys are around. We still have Bakole, but I don't know if we can inject some discipline to the guy.
Inject food.
Sorry?
You can inject food, I said. He likes food.
Yes, unfortunately. But if we find the solution and inject discipline into Bakole, he can become champion. Not unbeaten. He's already beaten, but a good champion, recognized champion.
Can you see what I know you're a fan of Buckle, but can you see Wardley becoming the guy that becomes the guy at the top? Like, do you see that potential in him?
Yes, yes. You see, we all see the potential, but if we have this top 10 heavyweights, everyone has the potential, and they are more or less on the same level. This guy has strong punch. This guy has higher techniques. This guy has higher boxing IQ. So some advantage and some have disadvantage. But if you measure it, it's more or less on the same level. And there should be only one thing, the only factor that in the fight that makes the final result, who is the winner. And the more time he becomes the winner, the more recognized he is. So Fabio is definitely among the future stars. But will he use his potential? That's a question mark, and we can see, I don't know, in next 3 years.
I've got two hypothetical questions for you. Based on what you saw from Alexander Usyk last time, the two names that they're pushing towards him now are Moses Italma and Fabio Wardley. If he was to fight either one, how do you see either fight? I know you're going to pick Alexander to win, but tell me the manner of the wins.
Moses is too young for Usyk. Moses and Usyk, it's like cat and the mouse. I think in this fight, Moses has a chance of a puncher, but it will be a game of cat and mouse. So this is what I think. At this stage, if we are talking today, in 1 year, everything can change. I think in 1 year, Itauma can become a super mega star, or in 2 years. Talking Fabio Wardley, definitely punch a chance. He was in a training camp. He sparred with Usyk. He knows Usyk. Usyk knows him. There is no one in the industry who can compete with Usyk's footwork. No one. Boxing IQ, no one. But you see, Parker was also a favorite. And he was winning on points. And he took a punch, and the fight was stopped. And now, in 10 years, in 20 years, we will see the result of the fight and see that Fabio Wardley won without explanation of the reason.
Which is a fight you would avoid for Alexander, Italma or Wardley,
Both.
if you had to pick one?
I would avoid any fight for Alexander Usyk now. Any fight. But you mean who's more dangerous for
Yeah.
Usyk now? I think Wardley.
Okay.
Now at this stage, Wardley is more dangerous.
Okay, that's what I wanted to know. So yeah, I appreciate that's quite an interesting insight for someone that's obviously spent a lot of time around Alexander. Can I quickly get your opinion on Dillian White and Derek Chisora 3? Them two crazy guys are going to do it one more time. I think it's December 13th in London. Which one of them are you a fan of, and who do you think will win in the third fight?
Wow, this is a extravaganza show. Uh, I'm friends with Derek, but I'm also has nice relationships with White. It's gonna be a good collision of two rhinoceros. real heavyweights, two strong, mature men. Maybe we won't see much speed in the ring, but we will definitely see, like a middleweight or like a Middle Ages knights combat with knives, with all that iron, with horses, like this.
Okay. Who do you think Chisora, based on his recent form, and obviously we didn't get to see a lot of Dillian, do you think Derek will be able to overturn what happened in the first two fights? Because he's got
Yeah,
knocked.
listen, remember what happened in the previous fight, Derek? I thought he was walking to the ring already knocked out, but the mother did it, and he performed. I remember in the childhood I was watching movies about Shaolin monks, fighters, and there was a technique of a drunk monkey. Like he was behaving drunk, but he was fighting. So that was the techniques of Derek Chisora.
Yeah, that's quite a good comparison. But yeah, it should be interesting to see. Is there anyone? Are you still working with any fighters? Anyone that we can keep an eye out for, or anyone that you've got your eye
Yes,
on?
yes, I still have Denis Berinchik
Okay. What's happening? What's
together.
happening with him?
Yeah, he got injured. He lost in United States in February. He lost his title and he got injured and he had the surgery on his shoulder. Now he's 100% recovered. And yeah, so I have partners promoting him. We are together with Queensberry. So hopefully we will have something interesting for him for next year. Yeah, and I also have two young prospects. Well, they are not that young. First guy I signed when he was 16, and now he's a mature man with a family already, with a kid. And yeah, and he's still fighting in amateurs. He's the national team member for Moldova, Vasil Chebotari. And another guy, the Tokyo Olympics participant from Ukraine, Yaroslav Hartsiz. We are now working on fights, on rating fights for them, and I think next year we will go for bigger titles.
Okay. Well, I wish you all the best on that. So yeah. Unless you got anything else to add, and I know I always make a note of it to ask you to leave us with some wisdom before you go, because you're a man of a lot of wisdom, and I don't know if you have anything to add.
Yeah, my wisdom for today is to stay in high spirits, to be thankful to God for everything we have, be happy, smile to people around you, and distribute happiness to the world.
Now, that's a beautiful message. The world would be a better place if everyone did that.
100%.
Alex KRASSYUK, thank you very much for your time. No doubt we'll catch up again when Alexander makes his move, whether we're going to be talking about his next fight or retirement. Either way, we'll have a good chat about that. Hopefully in person, you never know. So thank you very much for your time.
Dreams do come true. Reality sets in. We here.
Respect isn't given, it's earned.